All right. Once again, welcome back everybody to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. This is your boy Christian, and as you can tell, this week's episode is probably going to be very, very short because there's not a lot going on. There's stuff going on, but there's not a lot going on in the world. Therefore, I'm not super prepared for this episode, so I'm going to be real. But there's only like a one, two, three, four, five, maybe like 5, 6 things that I'm gonna talk about here, and I'm actually doing some looking stuff up as we go right now to talk about one of the last things, which is that Challenge Cup that is going on in Utah. But before we get into Utah and what's going on with the ladies over there, let me just go ahead and let you know that you can find this, of course, on YouTube as well. Obviously, if you're watching it on YouTube under QuattroQuattroDos, which is QuattroQuattroDos, QuattroQuattroDos. You can also find it on Instagram under QuattroQuattroDos, and then you can find me on Twitter under Chris Putalaz, CrisPutallaz. And then you can find me also on Instagram under Cristian Putalaz. I should probably make those the same, so it'll be probably easier. So I'll probably shorten that up to Chris here in the next couple of days. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about a couple things that has been happening or has been going on this week. I guess everybody, or like the story of the week, I guess in a sense, was that Liverpool, after 30 years of trying, even though they have won, a Champions League and stuff like that, they haven't been able to win a Premier League title for the last 30 years, since 1990. Basically not almost, but before I was born, they won a title, and since I've been alive, they haven't won a Premier League title. Which is crazy to think, because when you think about Liverpool, or at least today and age, is that a word? Is that how you say it? I don't know. But today, when you think of Liverpool, you think of one of the greatest teams out there. You think of Mo Salah, you think of Firmino. Is that also another player from there? You think about like a whole bunch of players that came out of there. Niño Torres. That came out of there, just a bunch of great players. Luis Suarez, that kind of went through the Liverpool, team, obviously the club. And you think of Anfield, and you think of just that soccer culture of Liverpool, and then you actually sit down and you're like, wait, they haven't won a Premier League since 1990. Like that kind of blows your mind. But yeah, Liverpool. Actually almost in a record-breaking run, with 7 matches left in the league. They have clinched the title over obviously of everybody, but their main followers, or the ones that were in second place, was Manchester City, and they were 20 points away. So obviously they had a giant leap on there. I want to say I posted on Instagram a picture of either Instagram or Twitter. I might have retweeted something showing the distance of points, because you talk about 20 points, but when you show it in a chart, it's kind of mind-boggling when you see that such a distance between Liverpool, Manchester City. But yeah, so Liverpool, to all my Red fans out there, congratulations. That sounded very Hispanic. Congratulations on a title, and hopefully, if everything goes well, hopefully in the near future, I'll get in contact with the Reds here in Houston, the Houston Reds. That is basically the supporter group for Liverpool. If you're listening and you know a contact, or if you're watching, if you know a contact from the Liverpool Reds, let them know that I'm looking. Obviously, it's not hard for me to get in contact with them. But if you're watching, that would be cool if you would contact me, or just to make it easier, just to know who I can talk to directly. But hopefully I'll get them on the podcast soon, and we can talk about the Liverpool history and the Houston Reds history and stuff like that, how I've been doing with previous guests on the podcast. Another story that also came out, I think basically the same day or the day after that, was the World Cup, the Women's World Cup for 2023. It was it was to be decided, and it was between two, or technically three countries. So Australia and New Zealand had a combined bid for that cup, and Colombia had also had a bid for that as well, right? And it seemed like Colombia was gonna get it, but obviously everybody was kind of rooting for Australia and New Zealand, just because the NWSL and the I think it's called the A League over there in Australia. They kind of have like a little, not a partnership per se, because it's not like something legit, but they have a little something that the players, excuse me, when the players don't play in the NWSL, they're usually playing in Australia, and then vice versa, here and there, of course. But yeah, so New Zealand and Australia get the bid. So 2023 is going to be played in down under. Obviously, it's gonna be crazy with the times and stuff like that. But I think if we had a World Cup in Japan and Korea, I think we can manage having a World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. So shout out to the is it Aussies? Is that what you call them? And then also the New Zealand people. I can't remember what you call you people, but congratulations to you people down there. It would be cool. I mean, obviously I can't get to travel because of my history in this country. I am a DACA recipient. I'm a dreamer. So unfortunately I can't actually leave the country, but it would be so cool if I would be, if like probably my first trip would be like a World Cup trip. So if that ever happens, I would probably start a GoFundMe, because I don't have that kind of money, but a boy can only dream, right? And then let's go ahead and jump on to the FA Cup. So the FA Cup, going back to England, is obviously that other title that everybody plays for. And that one's actually going to be interesting. So these quarterfinal games were these past couple of days, talking about Saturday, Sunday. And they were kind of interesting, Manchester United, I forgot who they played. Let me see. Sorry I'm doing this over here, but I wasn't going to talk about the whole games. But FA Cup, let's do a quick search, just to show you that this is real. So Manchester United played Sheffield. Let's see. So this is actually not saying much. So yeah, Manchester City actually played Newcastle. They beat them today. And let's see. Come on, man. Give me some results. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But what matters actually is that the semifinals are actually going to be super, super interesting, because they're going to be probably one of, these four teams that are playing in the semifinal are probably in the top 6 teams in England. So it's going to be Manchester United against Chelsea, and then Arsenal is playing Manchester City. So this is actually taking place July 18th. It's going to be a Saturday. They both games are going to be played on the same day. They're probably going to play one after the other. But it's going to be interesting, because it could be that we can have a Manchester final, given that Manchester United is playing Chelsea on one side and Arsenal is playing City on the other. It could be that, obviously we get, it doesn't matter what final we get. It should be a crazy final, because, you can have Manchester United Arsenal, Manchester United Manchester City, or you can have Chelsea Arsenal, or Chelsea Manchester City. So I think what most people would like to see, I'm just talking here, but Chelsea and Manchester City are having really, really good seasons in the Premier League. And those two teams seem to be the strongest out of the four, given that Arsenal is kind of lower on the table, and Manchester United is just fighting for those last Champions League spots. But also, they don't have like a really bad team. Marshall, that plays for United, he just had a hat trick not like a couple days ago. He played like a great game. I got to watch, I think, like the second half of that. And Arsenal, they've been trying to keep up there. Arsenal always with the names and stuff like that. So you can't count them out. So Saturday, July 18, that's where we'll be having the semifinals of the FA Cup. So keep an eye out for those because that's coming soon. And then let's go ahead and jump into La Liga. Real Madrid, they took over the lead. Because Barcelona obviously was winning. Was it Barcelona that was on top? Bottom line is that Barcelona, out of the last 3 games, they tied 2, which obviously gave the advantage to Real Madrid that has been winning every game. And so now Real Madrid has the lead 2 points over Barcelona. So at one point in time, I believe Barcelona was on top by 1 point, and now the tables have flipped, and now Real Madrid is on top with 2 points on top of them. Given the circumstances, and like in La Liga, literally every single point counts. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I believe there's only maybe 7-8 games left still in La Liga. So it's gonna be interesting to see who is going to be the team that actually make it to the race. Finish the race pretty strong out there. Basically, those are it. But I wanted to come back home and talk about it a little bit about the NWSL. Unfortunately, because of work, I haven't been able to watch the first 2 games, which was the Washington Spirit was playing, if I'm not mistaken, the Chicago Red Stars. I don't even know why I started like that. But yeah, Washington Spirit beat 2-1. I actually saw the highlights. That was like a tight game. The Chicago Red Stars almost tied the game towards the end. And then the North Carolina Courage beat Portland FC. I believe it was 1-0 or 2, or was it 2-1? Let's see. I'm coming, guys. I know I should do this, but you have to remember, I'm not a professional. I've been doing a lot of things that come on, interwebs. I have a couple surprises coming up that hopefully everything goes well. So actually, no, it was 2-1 and 2-1. So North Carolina Courage beat Portland. I was gonna say Timbers. Thorns 2-1, and then Washington Spirit beat Chicago Red Stars 2-1. So the next games actually are going to be, if you're listening today, obviously, which is Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday the 30th, our Houston Dash are playing the Utah Royals at 11:30 a.m. And then we have the Rain playing the Sky Blue at 9 p.m. So be on the lookout for those. The Houston Dashers are actually playing when I'm at work, but I'm actually gonna watch the replay for that. So that's why I got CBS All Access. If you don't have it, get it. It's only $5.99 a month, and you can obviously just keep it for 1 month to watch the tournament, and then you can just cancel it. It's $6, and you get to watch, for sure 4 Dash games. And then if you want to watch the other games, you can catch those. And then, if they go, obviously they're going to go into the knockout rounds, and you get to watch a 5th game, and hopefully a 6th game, and hopefully a final game. So, you get a possible 7 Dash games for $6. So it's not a bad deal. And I think you also get like a week for free, so it's probably going to be cheaper than that. But yeah, it's going to be cool. The Houston Dash are playing on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that one. And talking about the Houston Dash, I had the opportunity and the pleasure of talking to Sarah with an H, of course. I don't know if y'all know that Jimmy Fallon thing where he dresses up like a little girl and he says H's are AO. I don't know, it just makes me laugh. But the whole time I was talking to her, I was thinking about that. But yeah, Sarah G. Gilliland, I believe it is. I think I'm pronouncing it right. She is actually one of the main people, that run the Bayou City Republic. And you are probably wondering, what is the Bayou City Republic? Well, actually, Bayou City Republic is the official supporter group for the Houston Dash. Those are the people, the folks that get together in section 137 at BBVA Campus, not Campus, just BBVA Stadium, and they actually get together and they drum away, sing away, cheer, whatever you can think of in a game, in a soccer game. They bring life to the game in the stands. So they have really, really cool merch. If you haven't heard that conversation, I believe is episode 11. You should be able to find it. It's on the title. But I really had a really good time talking to her. We talked about, the story of Bayou City Republic. We talked about, the cup that's happening. We talked about a little bit about her life. And just a whole bunch of stuff, related to the Houston Dash and stuff like that. So check it out, and let me know if you like it. Let me know, if we can, who else you would like to hear about. Who do you have in mind? Who you're interested in me, talking to and stuff like that, or who would you like to hear from and stuff like that. And also, hopefully, if everything goes right, I have been in contact with a gentleman. Like I said, I don't like to put out names or anything until it actually happens. But hopefully, if everything goes well, this week I'm talking to a guy that I don't want to say specializes, but he knows a little bit more about the USL, and the USL is basically the second division here in the United States. So, like I said, if everything goes right, I will be chatting with him later on in the week, and later on in the week I'll have that episode for everybody to enjoy. I've been very, very interested in the second division of professional soccer here in the U.S. It just seems like a very interesting league. There's a whole bunch of teams that you probably never heard of, but it seems to be a very competitive league as well. So if I get to talk to him, we'll talk about the whole. Me personally, I want to talk about the whole promotion relegation stuff and stuff like that. So hopefully everything goes well, and I get to talk to him and ask him a whole bunch of questions, and hopefully he knows all the answers. But I'm pretty sure he does, because he seems like a really smart dude, and he kind of knows his stuff when it comes to the USL. So be looking forward to that. And then also, to kind of finish it off here, today's Sunday for me that I'm recording, I posted on Twitter that I was able to talk to a family friend, and he is actually friends with somebody. That somebody's actually Mauro Manotas. He's really good friends with him, and he is going to have Mauro Manotas gift something to the podcast, to the brand here, to QuattroQuattroDos. And if everything goes right, I should be able to get that hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And I will do my first QuattroQuattroDos giveaway. It's going to be something, something small, but it's going to be something personalized and signed by Mauro Manotas himself. So stay on the loop on that. Be on the lookout for that one. We're going to do some type of fun giveaway, some type of... was it called, a contest or something to win it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Honestly, I want to keep the item for myself. It's a little something, but just having the signature of literally what could become the potential all-time goal scorer for the Houston Dynamo in its history. It has a lot of value in my eyes, so hopefully it does in your eyes if you win it. It's going to be fun. Hopefully also I get to meet him soon. I would really love to talk to him. I don't know if I would be able to interview him for the podcast, but, it's just be cool to get to know the guy as a person and not, as the soccer player or idol as, we have him as fans. But that's something in the future. I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't like to, say stuff and then for them not like, I guess, not being able to deliver for the people. But it's something cool. I already talked to the guy. He said he already has the item in his house. I just have to either go get it, or he's gonna try to get it to me or whatever. But as soon as I have it, I'll for sure let you guys know, and we'll do the giveaway, and somebody will have something personalized from Mauro Manotas to keep in their house as a little memorabilia of the Houston Dynamo. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. There wasn't much to talk about. Hopefully, this upcoming week, there's going to be Dash games. There's going to be the USL's actually coming back on the weekend. The Dash is playing a few games this week. Like I said, there's going to be more Premier League games, some more La Liga games, more Serie A games. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. And actually, the MLS is kind of coming back soon. So a bunch of teams are making it to Orlando. There's actually been a couple of COVID cases, but I don't want to talk too much about it because I already promised you guys that I'm going to do a little MLS episode. So I'm actually going to start working on that episode this week, and hopefully have it to you. It's probably going to either replace this weekly episode, but I think it should be fun just to have an MLS alone episode, at least for me. So hopefully you guys enjoy it too. But being that said, thank you for watching. I don't know why I'm doing this a lot, but I did it. If you're listening, you should watch the video on YouTube. QuattroQuattroDos on everything, of course. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as I am recording and doing all this for you guys. And yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing it with your friends. And like I said, keep on the lookout for that Mauro Manotas giveaway coming soon. So we'll see you guys later. Be safe, take care, and have fun, and watch a lot of soccer. See you guys.